Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here with a brand new thoughts video for all of you guys, and oh boy, wow. Yeah, I guess I'm in the mood to do another thoughts video for today for sure. To which probably by the time this video goes live, and especially probably by the time I'm recording this as we speak, I've pretty much already finished up pretty much wrapped up watching this year's Oscars for sure, which was yeah, I'm not gonna lie, not that bad of a show for sure, and yeah, I was literally crying tears of joy at pretty much the winner for Best Picture this year for sure. So yeah, that was actually a whole lot of fun, and I'm really glad that it was actually a real good time for sure. So yeah, I think it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front for sure, but I'm pretty sure I'll go more into depth, of course, how I feel about pretty much about this year's Oscars, probably for another video for sure. But for now, I say it's back to business as always with, of course, these thoughts videos for sure, and yeah. And I guess seeing of how this year's Oscars is, of course, the one award show that we could think of when it comes to movies for sure. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what I did earlier today. I did manage to go out and, of course, catch the latest film that just came out not too long ago for sure. And trust me when I say it's been a long time coming for this one, and boy, am I really excited to officially talk about this one for sure. So yeah, I think that's what I can say, of course, that front entirely for sure. Nothing really anything that complicated for the most part. Just a regular old deal for sure. And well, I guess ever since last time I had a massively great time with, of course, Doom Part 2 for sure. I think it's about time that we shift gears for now and still talk about something that is still relatively good, but more on the lines of course, well, animation for sure. So yeah, I think that's it. I think this is actually a really great way to, of course, shift some gears for sure. So. And luckily enough, I guess on that hanger, believe it or not, I think it looks like it's time to officially talk about the latest animated feature film from DreamWorks as we speak. So yeah, I think it's hard to believe that yeah, I guess last year with, of course, what DreamWorks has, of course, given with both Ruby Gillman and, of course, Trolls band together. Yeah, I think it's safe to say that apparently DreamWorks is not really getting any good footing ever since a couple of years ago when they gave us pretty much Puss in Boots: The Last Wish for sure, to which I wish all of their future animated films would be more like that film for sure. So, but luckily enough for the case of this film, yeah, looks like we're returning to another well-known franchise that DreamWorks has, of course, been well-known for, but thankfully, they did finally turn things around with, of course, one that they've actually finally got that is actually pretty good for sure. About damn time, I will have to say so. So yeah. I think you can pretty much see where I'm going at for sure, but in case you're actually quite curious, it's time, folks. It's time to officially talk about DreamWorks' latest animated feature film for sure, but I guess in this case, I think it's about time that we get ourselves in for the fourth round of course, well, the Year of the Panda, with a side of Kung Fu to add into the mix for sure. So yeah, that's of course what I'm going to be talking about here today. We're officially finally going to be talking about the latest animated feature film from DreamWorks, which is none other than Kung Fu Panda 4. So yeah, that's, of course, what we're going to be talking about here today. It's not only the latest film from DreamWorks Animation that had just came out not too long ago, but it's also the latest installment in one of their well-known franchises they've been well-known for quite some time now, which is, of course, Kung Fu Panda. So yeah. Finally, I get to talk about one of these films that DreamWorks is actually putting out for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front. Alright then, so yeah, before I could go ahead and talk about this latest film, I think it makes sense to give myself a little bit of a history with, of course, well, the previous Kung Fu Panda movies for sure, so yeah, I think it's safe to say that from my memory from when I was a little kid for sure, and well, I guess, quite frankly, pretty much backing, of course, the early days, even before I officially started making videos on YouTube for sure, believe it or not, I did actually have fond memories with, of course, seeing the first Kung Fu Panda movie when it first came out for sure, so yeah, I think it was around the time that me and my family were probably visiting my aunt and uncle for sure, and we decided to go catch a movie for sure, and yeah, I think yeah, that actually did happen during our visit for sure, and quite frankly, probably I think around that timing, I think I was only about 12 years old for sure, to which yes, I can argue yeah, I guess I can't argue it was, of course, in my early teen years for sure, but hey, still counts as me as a kid for sure, so yeah, I did manage to go see that with my family while we were visiting our aunt and uncle for sure, and probably I think around that time, my biggest hope is, of course, probably I think around that time we were hoping to catch pretty much the latest Pixar film at the time, which was, of course, Wall-E, but sadly we didn't in favor of course, Kung Fu Panda for sure, but that's not to say it is, of course, a bad thing, of course, on my part for sure, because I think it's hard to say on what my entire family thinks of it for sure, but for me, I actually find myself really enjoying it for sure. I mean, yeah, I think based on, of course, the idea alone, it would just, you know, not work entirely and just be absolute crap for sure. But for the case of this film, they actually found a way to actually make it all the more incredible for sure. And even to this day, and especially when I look back on it and even rewatching in favor of course, this film for sure, I'll admit, I actually do find myself really loving the first Kung Fu Panda movie for sure, and why the hell shouldn't I for sure, because what can I say about it that a lot of other people have already said about it for sure. Even to this day, it still holds up relatively well with, of course, pretty much a great story, interesting characters, amazing animation, and some really great action for sure. And even to this day, it still remains as, of course, one of the well-known films from DreamWorks alongside plenty of their other films they've put out, which include Shrek, so yeah. I think that's pretty much my knowledge on the first Kung Fu Panda movie for sure. Now, I guess for the case of the two sequels, well, I never actually saw them around the time they came out for sure, but again, in favor of course, seeing this film, I finally got the chance to actually check out the two sequels for sure, and, well, I guess it's safe to say on what I thought about them for sure, the second film I thought was, of course, equally impressive as the first movie, hands down, and for the third film, well, not really on par as, of course, the first two films, but I do think it is actually a really good movie for sure, so yeah, I think that's pretty much what I can say for, of course, the first three Kung Fu Panda movies on my part for sure, so So, yeah, I think that's pretty much what I can say, of course, on that front. And, well, when I actually saw the trailer for, of course, the fourth film that we got as of now, I actually got myself really excited for sure. And I was actually quite curious to see on how they're going to pull this one off for sure. So, well, luckily enough, pretty much as my special treat right before this year's Academy Awards for sure, I did manage to finally go in to officially see this movie for sure, all thanks to, of course, the kind people at Crown City Cinema, yeah, the kind people at Crown City Cinemas, as always. You guys rock. So yeah, I guess it's thanks to them that I did manage to get myself in to officially go and see this movie for myself for sure. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front for sure. And, well, luckily enough, I did manage to get myself back from, of course, seeing this movie for sure. And, well, I guess a lot of you guys may be wondering, what do I think of this movie now that I finally got the chance to see it? Well, I guess if anything, I guess for what it is, yeah. I guess there's no denying, of course, that front. I actually really do like this movie for sure. I mean, okay, yeah, I think pretty much on my full general consensus for sure. I don't necessarily think this film is, again, on par, like, of course, the first two Kung Fu Panda movies for sure. But I actually do like this movie, probably for the same reasons on why I like the third film for what it is, So yeah, I don't necessarily think this movie is, by all means, the best I've actually seen, but I really do think it's actually a really good movie for sure, So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Alright, so yeah, now that I've actually got the short version out of the way, I guess I'll go ahead and talk about everything that I need to talk about with, of course, this film. So yeah, for starters is, of course, the story, and again, I actually do like what they were trying to go for with, of course, the story for, of course, this movie for sure. Actually, pretty much from what I can gather, it actually does do an incredible job in, of course, keeping up with the spirit of course, the first three films that we actually got. But I also do like the way they wanted to do something new and creative at the same time to still make it fresh and relevant for sure. And I really do admire on what they've actually done with, of course, this one for sure. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. I think there are a few bumps that I can immediately spot right away that almost kind of derailed this movie for sure, but all the good stuff they've actually put into, of course, this one actually does make it incredibly fun to watch for sure. And I really do admire, of course, what they've actually decided to go for with, of course, this one for sure. And yeah, even, of course, the writing, I have to say, as another aspect, I do think, again, maybe some parts of it I do think could have been rewritten a whole lot better for sure, but I do like some of the nice and unique ideas they've actually crafted in to actually make this movie great for sure. So yeah, every single bits of scenes and stuff and every single bits of dialogue, I do think some of them are actually again, could have used a little rewriting here and there, but the rest I still think actually turned out pretty well. And the comedy, I have to say, yeah, I think if anything, pretty much a good number of the comedy as well as a few jokes they've actually put into this one, they actually did give me a pretty good laugh for sure. So yeah, that's of course something I really do admire the most with the Kung Fu Panda movies for sure when it comes to comedy for sure. And I think they really did an incredible job of course that front in a nutshell. So yeah, that's of course what I can say for the story and the writing. I have to say, yeah, like I said, some parts of it I do felt are a little bit bumpy from what I could gather. That kind of derails everything from what I could gather. But the rest I still think actually turned out relatively well for sure. And I really do admire what they've actually done for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Alright, so yeah, now that I've actually got those two out of the way, I guess I'll go ahead and talk about the next couple of things that I need to talk about for sure, which are, of course, for starters, the characters. And oddly enough, if there's one thing out of pretty much yeah, I guess if anything, if there's one thing I still really do admire a whole lot when it comes to the Kung Fu Panda movies for sure, I really do get a good grasp on, of course, the characters for sure, and luckily enough, the ones we've actually got, both old and new for sure, they never disappoint me entirely. I do think the characters for sure, they really are still likable and interesting, like, of course, the previous movies for sure, like, of course, the old ones that we've actually got. I really do admire on how much they've actually grown ever since the past few movies for sure, while the new ones, I really do admire, of course, what they've actually done to actually give them some really good sense of development for sure, so that way I can get a full-on understanding for them a whole lot for sure. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front for sure. So yeah, that's something I really do admire the most in these movies, and I'm glad this movie really handled the characters quite well for sure. And, of course, for another aspect, all the actors that came on board to play all these characters, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, they still pulled off some really good performances, I have to say for sure. Like, of course, pretty much of anything, I still get a really good kick out of course, Jack Black as Poe. He's definitely a whole lot of fun to watch, and he really does carry through on, of course, these movies quite well, and a few other of the old characters that we actually got. Like, of course, one good example is that I still really do admire Dustin Hoffman as Master Shifu. I think he's definitely a whole lot of fun to watch for sure, and well, for the actors that came on board to play some new characters that we actually got, that too, I will have to say, they really still pulled out some really good performances for sure. Like, probably a couple from what I could gather is that I really do admire Awkwafina in, of course, this movie. She really did carry through, of course, her performance quite well. And not to mention, another actress, Viola Davis, she too actually does pull off a really good performance, and of course this one for sure really is something I do admire the most. I'm really glad they really handled it quite well for sure. So yeah, I think that's pretty much what I can say for the story and the character. Yeah, well, not a story, I've already talked about it, but mainly the characters and the actors for sure, they really pulled them off quite well, and I'm really glad they really did an incredible job, of course, all those for sure. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Alright, so yeah, now that I've actually got those two out of the way, what else is there for me to talk about for sure? Quite frankly, a whole lot entirely. So yeah, I guess for starters, seeing of how this is, of course, a DreamWorks movie for sure, I should definitely talk about the animation for sure. And yeah, I guess there's no doubt in my mind that the animation, of course, this movie still really is absolutely incredible for sure. Again, I think given to what they've actually got for sure, I really do admire on how well the characters are designed, to the incredible backgrounds and the scenery as well. You really do feel like you're actually in that environment with, of course, all these characters for sure. And of course, let's not forget to mention, they really want to step things up a big since the last few films for sure. And I'm really glad the animation is, of course, really doing an incredible job in growing and evolving for sure. And it really does showcase quite well, of course, this movie for sure. yeah, again, I think with, of course, the way the characters are designed, to the incredible backgrounds and scenery, to even some really nice color to, of course, throw into the mix, actually still makes it all the more incredible to watch on a visual standpoint, and not to mention the effects, I have to say. They really do blend in well with, of course, the animation for sure. Again, making you feel like they actually are really there for sure. So yeah, I think that's what I can say for of course, that front for sure. So yeah, and of course, let's not forget to mention the action, I have to say, and yeah, I guess if anything, this movie really did an incredible job with the action for sure, and again, it is a massive step up compared to the last few films for sure, to which I will have to say the action in all three of those films are still really great for sure, and yeah. I guess for what it is, I really do think the action in this film is just absolutely incredible for sure, to pretty much the way they showcase every single bit of fight scenes for sure. It really is absolutely incredible, and you really get yourself in, of course, what goes on for sure, and I really do love, of course, what they've actually done for sure, and not to mention the tone and the pacing from what I could gather, that too is actually done very, very well, I have to say. I really do get a full-on grip of course, what's going on throughout the entire course of the movie, and I really do admire what they've actually accomplished for sure to actually make it work for sure, and I think they really did an incredible job, of course, that front for sure. So yeah, and of course, the direction in this film, that too, I have to say, is still actually done nicely well for sure. I mean, I don't think it's actually that great for sure, but I do find myself really enjoying it for sure, and the amount of hard work and effort that the film's director, Mike Mitchell, actually put into actually make this movie work, actually really nailed it on the head for sure. It is actually really, really well done for sure. I really get a good grip on, of course, on the hard-working effort he actually did to actually make it presentable for sure. So yeah, and of course, the cinematography in this film is actually shot brilliantly well, with, of course, each and every single camera shot they actually throw in for sure to actually make this movie work entirely. It is actually brilliantly well done for sure. I really love what they've actually accomplished for sure. Yeah, I guess if anything, for what it is, the cinematography is just absolutely brilliant for sure, and not to mention the editing, I have to say, is definitely cut up perfectly with each and every single cut. Absolutely brilliant, hands down, for sure. So, but moreover, like I said, I really do admire on what they've actually done for sure, and actually pretty much keeping true to what the original, yeah, to what the previous Kung Fu Panda movies did, but also wanted to try something new and creative at the same time to actually make it incredibly fun to watch. And I really do think this movie did an incredible job on, of course, that front. So yeah, it's pretty much what I can say on, of course, that front. Alright. Alright, so yeah, I guess overall, man, what can I say about this one for sure? Yeah, I guess Kung Fu Panda for, yeah, Kung Fu Panda 4 for what it is for sure. I don't necessarily think it's actually on par like the first two movies, hands down. But I do find myself liking it for the similar reasons on why I like the third film, hands down. Everything from what I could gather, yeah, there were a few bumps and points that I just don't think actually worked entirely. But the rest, I have to say, is still actually done pretty well. And I really do admire on what they've actually done entirely for sure. And yeah, maybe I think with a few tweaks here and there, it could have been much more fantastic for sure. But I guess for the case of this one, for what it is, Yeah, I definitely think it is actually a really good movie for sure. Is it one of the best I've actually seen this year? No, but I do find myself liking it for sure, and I do think it is actually a really good movie for sure. So yeah, I think that's probably the best way I can actually put it for sure, and of course I stand by my point and what I actually said, and moreover, I definitely do think this movie is well worth checking out, and I actually do still recommend it for sure. Yeah, I guess if anything, it is of course one of those films that you could probably say is one of those unnecessary sequels for what it is, but it really did accomplish, of course, what the previous movies did, and actually still keep on going with it for sure. So, and if you feel like this is something that will really get you all the more hyped up for sure, then yeah, I do think this movie is well worth checking out for sure. So yeah, I think that's of course my recommendation for sure. So yeah, I do think it's actually a really good movie, and I do highly recommend it for what it is for sure. It may not be fast as lightning, but trust me when I say you're definitely gonna get some really awesome kung fu fighting. So yeah, that's of course what I can say, of course, that front. So yeah, and of course on that thought, for my final score, yes folks, I am definitely gonna give Kung Fu Panda 4 a 7.5 out of 10 for sure. So yeah, definitely not the best that I've actually seen throughout the entire Kung Fu Panda movies for sure. But I guess I would probably say I definitely do like it pretty much on the same level as Kung Fu Panda 3 for sure. So yeah, definitely take it for what it is, and if it's something up your alley, I say definitely check this one out for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much what I can say, of course, that front. Alright. Alright, so I guess on that thought, that'll pretty much do exactly that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and by all means, I want to ask all of you guys, what do you think of Kung Fu Panda 4 if you actually saw it for sure? Do you actually really enjoy it as much as the other films for sure, or do you absolutely hate it and think it's probably way worse than all the other ones? Or are you somewhere in between where you think it's just one of those films that actually exists for sure? So yeah, let me know what you thought about this movie in the comment section below. I would definitely love to know on what you guys think. So yeah, I think that's pretty much about it. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest thoughts video, and well, I've got a lot more to do throughout the entire month of March for sure, and well, I guess movie-wise for sure, now that this year's Oscars has officially come and gone for sure, and we won't get it again until right around next year for sure, I guess in terms of movies, I've got a lot going on for sure that I'm really excited to see. Like, of course, I'm definitely excited to see Ghostbusters Frozen Empire and Godzilla x Kong The New Empire coming up for sure. But I definitely gotta think about getting myself in to catch the theatrical release for Pixar's Luca for sure. I think it'll be quite interesting to see on what I thought about that film this time around once I actually do see it. And well, let's not forget to mention, I've already got my next convention that'll be coming up, Syracuse Collectors Con, so yeah, I'm really excited to see on how that's gonna turn out for sure, so yeah, I'll be sure to let you guys know on what comes up for sure once it comes around for sure, so yeah, but I guess until that actually happens, thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Big special thanks to all of my supporters on Patreon for making today's video possible. So if you want to be like these people and show your support to us and get some awesome rewards such as getting a special shoutout, credit at the end of the videos, as well as some other awesome rewards within your budget, then go to patreon.com/AckleyattackTV to do exactly that. Hey guys, this is Ackleyattack4427 here. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. Feel free to like, comment, and share if you enjoy what you're seeing. If you like what you see here and want to see more videos coming up, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and switch on the notification bell to get notifications and select all notifications to be notified for when we post a new video. And don't forget to switch on notifications on your phone as well. Also, don't forget to check out my second channel and our 2-member channel with Sam the Thomas Fan 1, SamAttack4427TheThomasFan1 Productions for plenty more content you can't find on here. You can check both of our channels out with the links or by our handles provided on screen. Feel free to shoot me an email with my email address provided, Ackley95@hotmail.com, if you want to ask me a question, want to collab with me for a project you've got in the works, or if you want to book me to be featured for a convention coming up. Follow me on my social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to keep up to date with me on updates, announcements, and new releases of my videos, as well as plenty of others I've got with my handles provided, as well as the links down in the description box below. Also, don't forget to follow me on TikTok for other videos I've got aside from the ones I've posted on YouTube, and on Twitch for any future live streams I've got coming up soon, as well as join our official Discord server to see what we've provided. If you wish to show your support to me, then feel free to check out my Patreon to get sneak peeks of my videos coming up before they go up online, as well as getting access to updates and playing more in addition to getting some awesome rewards within your budget. Also, don't forget to check out and show your support to me on my wishlist on Amazon, and even supporting me at streamlabs.com/AckleyattackTV/tip that you can find in the description box below, as well as on my Twitch page. And in case you can't find any of the links that are provided, then not to worry about a thing. All the links and stuff are also provided on my link tree that you can also find in the description box below, as well as a few selected number of my social media pages. Other than that, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be sure to see you in the next video. Take care.